On April 24th, 2013, in Dhaka, Bangladesh, a woman by the name of Rosina Begum, along with her sister, walked into work at a clothing factory known as Rana Plaza. As Rosina settled into her workstation, she heard a loud rumble and saw the cracks in the building begin to widen. She glanced to see her sister working nearby. This would be the last time Rosina would see her sister alive. Moments later, the building collapsed, killing more than 1,100 workers, most of whom were women. Rosina herself was trapped under the rubble for 3 days and lost her arm as a result. At the time of the collapse, Rana Plaza was manufacturing clothing for some well-known Western brands. And despite numerous complaints from workers regarding the overall safety of the building, they were still told to report to work. Now, I would like to say that Rana Plaza is an isolated incident, but unfortunately, it's just a symptom of a systemic problem within the fashion industry. Over the past 20 years, the overall production, consumption, and discarding of clothing has increased dramatically. We're buying more clothes than we ever have, and we're keeping them for half as long. And this increase in buying and spending has led to several serious social issues, such as poor working conditions, negative environmental impact, and the disempowerment of women. And this year at a United Nations forum, they declared that the fashion industry was both a social and environmental emergency. And you may not be aware, but the average American household throws out more than 70 pounds of clothing per year, and our landfills are brimming with textile waste. Additionally, the fashion or garment industry is one of the largest employers for women in the developing world. Yet often these women are heavily exploited by being forced to work long hours with little to no pay. Some of the largest contributors to these social issues are fast fashion brands. And fast fashion is the process by which retailers rapidly mass produce clothing that is often trendy, cheap, and disposable. I won't mention any names, but I'm sure everyone in here knows those stores that you can walk into and buy a shirt for $10. So if you, the consumer, are paying $10 for that shirt, how is it possible that the person that made that shirt is able to earn a living wage? We talk often about where our food comes from, and many of us avoid fast food because we know it isn't healthy for us. Well, similarly to fast food, fast fashion isn't healthy for us. It's not healthy for our environment, and it's not healthy for the people producing it. But here's the good news. Consumers play the biggest role in the future of fast fashion. So if we as consumers begin to reject the exploitive nature of fast fashion, there'll no longer be a market for it. And the alternative to fast fashion is what we call ethical or slow fashion. And when a garment is ethically made, you can be assured that the person that made that garment is being paid a living wage and they're working in safe conditions. And when we say slow fashion, it is truly the antithesis of fast fashion because it's finding value in what we already own. And when we decide we do need to purchase something new, we purchase it with the intent of keeping it for a very long time. So what can you do? Well, for starters, I'd like for everyone here tonight to take a look at what you're wearing, or look at what your neighbor's wearing, but no judging. Someone somewhere made your clothing, and their life has value. And you as the consumer have the opportunity that every time you make a purchase, you get to vote with your dollars. You get to decide whether or not you're going to support brands that are treating its workers fairly and are working actively to reduce their carbon footprint. And trust me, there are many brands out there that are doing that. I'm so inspired by the passion and zeal that I see in young people today for social causes. And it is my hope that you will become equally as passionate about these social issues. So I want to leave you with some tangible steps that will help you in your decision process the next time you decide to buy something. So the next time you want to buy a piece of new clothing, I'd like for you to ask yourself these series of questions. First, and probably most importantly, do I need it? Do I really need that 10th pair of jeans? And secondly, if you do need it, can you buy it used or secondhand? Everything I'm wearing tonight was purchased secondhand. And third, If you can't buy it used or secondhand, can you buy it ethically and support these brands that are treating their workers fairly? And finally, if you can't buy it ethically, then I ask that you buy it to last and you buy it with the intention of keeping it for a very long time. And a further step that you can do is that you can reach out to your favorite brands and ask them, who made my clothes? Because we as consumers have the right to demand transparency from the brands that we support and the brands that we shop. So in short, buy less, buy better, wear longer, and recycle. Your clothes are a part of who you are in this world. So let your clothes say, I'm here to change the world. Thank you.